And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We have a great show for you today. We are live every single day, folks, at noon Eastern. And if you want to watch live, head over to twitch.tv/takesbyfans. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our episodes and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen and not watch, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Anchor, this close to Apple Podcasts, and then we've pretty much hit them all. So whether you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered every way. Just make sure that, the only thing y'all need to remember is Takes by Fans and noon Eastern. That's it. All right, today is Sunday. We are 59 minutes away from kickoff. This is kind of our kickoff show. We talk a lot throughout the week, and now, we're an hour away from kickoff. Let's give you kind of our final thoughts on the matchups, our last-second best bets. We'll remind you kind of what our bets are. We kind of make our picks on Friday, so has anything really changed in this kind of 2 days? Are we still feeling confident in all of our bets? So we cover all of that on Sundays right before kickoff. We'll take you pretty much all the way up to 12:55, so about 5 minutes away from kickoff, then we'll exit the show. But that's what we got on tap today. Little special edition today as well, because there were Saturday games on yesterday, so we'll quickly run through those. We still have to kind of keep tabs on those because we have to start talking about those games too. And then, next Saturday, we've got 3 games on. So, still got to cover all those games. Some news to get into. I mean, we've got actually a lot of news to get into. So, without further ado, let's just jump right into it. We'll quickly go through these news and then jump into all the matchups. Refresh the lines, give our final thoughts. That's what we do today. So, we have to say this during every Sunday on the COVID season. No postponements or cancellations for any of the NFL games today. So, we're all good. The schedule's good. If your team's playing today, they're still playing today. So, no postponements, no, all right, we'll play this game next week. COVID is all good this week, and we're right on schedule. Alrighty, Cowboys Ezekiel Elliott. He's inactive today against the 49ers, and I don't care. I mean, that's kind of a good thing for the Cowboys. This man has not stepped up all season. How has this man not stepped up all season? It's besides me. We'll rock with Pollard. I mean, what did Pollard do last week? He did good. 11 carries for 40 yards. I mean, he had 1 less rushing yard than Ezekiel Elliott and 9 less rushing yards. He was rushing 3.5 yards a carry. This man could take over. So Ezekiel Elliott being out, I don't think it's going to hurt. I still like the Cowboys +3. That's not why we like the Cowboys anyway. We kind of like their defense a little bit. So Ezekiel Elliott being out, that's kind of a good thing. The man fumbles all the time and doesn't step up. So Cowboys fans, I don't think this is any cause for concerns here. Alrighty, here we go. Saints plays Jameis Winston on the COVID-19 list. Once again, we don't know if he has COVID or it's a close contact. Either way, the Saints are playing today, and he wouldn't have played anyway. So, there is COVID in New Orleans. Unfortunate. That's kind of the story there. All right, let's keep on going here. Drew Brees, we all know he's starting, and it's kind of interesting. This goes on to say that Drew Brees and the Saints knew very early in the week that he was going to be starting, and that makes sense because as soon as they saw Taysom Hill, I think Sean Payton was like, all right, you're out, you just lost, all right. Up until then, he was, 2-0, so I still think they should be starting Taysom Hill this week. I do not like Drew Brees starting this week, folks. I really do not like it, especially with this news right here. Michael Thomas, he's not playing. He's actually going on IR, so that's at least 3 weeks that he's going to be out, missing the rest of the regular season, possibly can come back maybe week 1 of the playoffs. But the Saints, are they going to get that number 1 seed? I mean, they can still kind of compete for it. The Green Bay Packers have a little bit of a tough ride at the end of the season. Saints do too, but rushing Drew Brees back, I mean, do we all remember this man's injury? Like 11 broken ribs and a fractured lung, a punctured lung or something like that? And it's only taken him 3 weeks to get back. I think they're rushing him back. I know the Saints want to try and get that number 1 seed, but it's a little bit over by now. And I think Taysom Hill can still put up the numbers. He's not good on the road, but he's still good at home. I think this is a huge mistake starting this Drew Brees this week, folks. I've been saying it all week, and I still have the same feelings. Drew Brees doesn't really spread the ball around like Taysom Hill does, and now you're losing your number 1 wide receiver. I don't think he's at 100%. I have to take that the Saints think he's at 100% because he's starting this week, so I don't like it. I stay away from betting this game as well. I don't like the Saints +3. And I like the points. I love points. But Saints here, I don't like it. I think this is a disaster. I think the Chiefs kind of blow out the Saints today. I don't like it. All right, let's keep moving on here. Some other players out today. Alex Smith, he's not going, so good start for Dwayne Haskins this week. We still love that. We actually like it a lot. We'll get more there when we talk that matchup. But Alex Smith is out. Travis Homer is out. Julio Jones is out for Atlanta. Debo Samuel's out. Kenny Golladay, Damian Harris, Myles Gaskin, Duke Johnson, C.J. Prosise, Kyle Rudolph, Eric Kendricks, Michael Thomas, Darwin Thomas, Wyatt Teller, and Daniel Jones all out this week. I mean, some big names here. Daniel Jones, Alex Smith, Myles Gaskin. I mean, all these are big names, and they are going to affect some teams. I think other teams can kind of get away with some of these injuries. Alex Smith, I think Washington's going to be fine. Debo Samuel for the 49ers, that's probably going to be disastrous because they're kind of not good on offense anyway. Myles Gaskin, definitely going to hurt the Dolphins. They've got so many inactives. Is this the next story? Yes, it is. Here we go. Dolphins, they're not going to have tight end Mike Gesicki, best catching tight end that the Dolphins have. Wide receiver Devontae Parker, our number 1 wide receiver, and wide receiver Jakeem Grant, our number 2 wide receiver, are all inactive. So once again, the Dolphins offense is going to be a little iffy this week, but that's not why we like the Dolphins. We like them because of the defense going up against a Patriots offense. We still like the Dolphins here. We still like them -1, 1.5, whenever you locked it in at. It's just the offense. It's pretty much going to be a big running day for the offense for Miami. Alrighty, we know Daniel Jones is out. Quarterback Colt McCoy is going to start this week. And folks, this Giants game, Giants are not going to play good this week. They kind of lost the division. It kind of sucks. Washington, they're looking good, and Giants are kind of sinking. No Daniel Jones, no Jason Garrett calling plays for the Giants. So not looking good here. Alrighty, and this, I mean, we have to give some respect to Matt Stafford, the Lions quarterback. This man tore his rib cartilage during last Sunday's loss to Green Bay, and despite that rib cartilage, and he was still kind of overcoming that right thumb injury, he's still kind of playing today against the Titans. This man's got some heart. Now, it's unfortunate he's not having Kenny Golladay again. They're kind of number 1 wide receiver, so the Lions, they're good. Matt Stafford, he's a great leader. They got rid of Matt Patricia a couple weeks ago, so Lions still probably can be competitive. Maybe. We'll see where this goes. Probably stay away from betting the Lions, though, because Matt Stafford, one bad shot, and this Titans defense is pretty decent. He could be out for the game. So I would stay away from betting the Lions today. Matt Stafford gets knocked out first quarter. There's no way they cover. I think they're like 11.5-point underdogs. But yeah, I think we stay away from this one. Matt Stafford's looking a little brittle out there. Alrighty, and this is kind of why we wanted to kind of wait on this Ravens game, because remember earlier in the week they placed 3 wide receivers on COVID-19 list, but they just activated all those wide receivers: Marquise Brown, Miles Boykin, and James Proche. They're all good to go for today's game against the Jaguars. So, yeah, go ahead, bet the Ravens, bet them big. They got their wide receivers back. We know that they don't throw to the wide receivers that much, but it still helps them, break up the repass option that they run a lot. So, that's huge for them, huge for the Ravens. And the Jags, I don't know if they're going to be able to defend that. It's going to be tough. All right, 2 more, and then we'll get into the games. Wide receiver Josh Gordon, huge, great wide receiver for the Seahawks. He's got a lot of issues off the field with weed. That's why he hasn't been playing. The man's fantastic, and now he's looking to be eligible to play next week. So hopefully he can kind of stay off the weed during the NFL season. After the season, I don't care what you do. I don't care what you're doing during the season. But the NFL rules is you can't smoke weed. Josh Gordon loves the weed, but he's back, baby, next week. This is going to be huge for the Seahawks. DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Josh Gordon. Oh my goodness. Russell Wilson with all these weapons. This man is going to be dangerous in the playoffs, folks. This is huge here. Alrighty, in the final story, trouble in Philadelphia. Carson Wentz, he's, quote, not pleased with the Eagles and wants to trade if Hurts is going to be the starter. Now, let's dissect this. Carson Wentz has been getting the short end of the stick as kind of, a franchise quarterback in Philly ever since he's got injured, ever since Nick Foles came in and won the Super Bowl. Everybody loves Nick Foles. All the fans were calling for Nick Foles. People in the front office were calling for Nick Foles to be the quarterback. So, when you get drafted and you're supposed to be the face of the franchise quarterback, and then you go down and then the backup gets all the love and you get nothing, that he brought them to the playoffs. If it wasn't for Carson Wentz, they wouldn't have gotten to the playoffs in the first place. So I understand all the frustration with Carson Wentz. This is why I am saying that they just need to move on, mutually move on. This man can play. The Eagles are good. But Carson Wentz, he just needs a fresh start somewhere. He got injured so many times in Philadelphia. The backups keep replacing him. The backups keep doing better than him. The fans all want the backups every time. So, yeah, Carson Wentz is a little done with that. I would be upset. Are you kidding me? I'm supposed to be the guy. And now everybody else is the guy. I don't care if, I'm the quarterback and the wide receiver. He made the great play and, he won us the Super Bowl. So we give him praise. This is kind of, my replacement that the fans even want. So, yes, Carson Wentz. He needs to get out of there. It's just what's best for both of them. Best for the Eagles, move on. And Carson Wentz, best to move off of that because, you're not kind of 100% wanted in Philadelphia. So there's going to be a lot of blame on Carson Wentz, come Monday when, the big shows get a hold of this story, because I think this kind of just started breaking last night. But, Carson Wentz, he just needs a fresh start. The man can still play. I still think he's good. I think he's just kind of sick of being in Philadelphia, sick of getting passed up, sick of always being an afterthought, sick of having the backup just kind of replace him, and, everybody loves the backups now, So, Carson Wentz, he's not pleased, and I understand it. I understand it a lot. Okay, those are all the stories that we just needed to cover very quickly before we dive into yesterday's games. We'll quickly go through these, and then we'll start talking about today's matchup. So here we go. Bills, Broncos, and oh my goodness, Josh Allen, folks. This man is going to be a problem, folks. Can we talk about how poorly Denver played? Can we talk about that? What is going on with that? Drew Lock got to do a little bit better than that. Really didn't even do anything all game. Yeah, he had a touchdown, but when did that touchdown come? When did he throw the touchdown? Here we go. Okay, this was a good pass. This was actually a good touchdown pass, but it came kind of late, and then he didn't do anything in the second half. So just really non-competitive here by the Broncos. A little disappointing, but man, oh man, this Bills team is good, and they are going to go deep in the playoffs. I mean, Josh Allen, could you talk about one of the most improvements I've ever seen from a quarterback taking from his second to third year here? I mean, he's like 68% completion percentage. He has 4,000 yards passing. He's just killing it. So he went 28 of 40 for 359 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks, and he didn't fumble, correct? He didn't fumble. He did, but they didn't lose it. So still needs to clean that up. That's why we're a little hesitant to, still to believe in the Bills. But, this man's taking care of the ball usually. And even when he doesn't, he kind of makes up for it. And the defense is good, so they can kind of stop Denver off turnovers so they don't kind of cash in on those turnovers. Zach Moss had a great game on the ground. Devin Singletary had a great game on the ground. Everything was really working here for the Bills. Everything was working. And what a surprise here. Stephon Diggs and Cole Beasley are the top 2 leading wide receivers for the Bills. That doesn't surprise anybody. The difference between the Bills and the Cardinals, the Cardinals go to DeAndre Hopkins all those times in the game and really kind of rely on DeAndre Hopkins to score the points. The Bills, yeah, they like the Stephon Diggs, but they also got Cole Beasley, and then they also got Zach Moss, and then they also got Devin Singletary and Kenny Knox, and then Josh Allen can run in touchdowns himself. He's got a rushing touchdown today. He had 2 yesterday. He had 2? He did have 2. Crazy. So this man can score. This man's actually a good rusher when he's not fumbling the ball. When he actually takes care of the ball, he makes some great reads on the ground. So this Bills team, we buy them 100%. They put up 48 points, folks. There was no surrender here. They were up big in the third quarter, and they still sent out Josh Allen in the fourth quarter. It didn't matter. Sean McDermott, he just, he was like, hey, this is for the AFC, the AFC East championship. We're going 100%. We're playing start to finish. We don't care. So Bills, man, they're going to be dangerous in the playoffs, folks. Gosh darn. All right, and then the second matchup a little bit closer than I think a lot of people thought. But that just speaks to how well this Panthers team is. And I'm telling y'all, next year, this Panthers team is going to be one of the premier teams. They'll make the playoffs. I'll say it. The Panthers will make the playoffs next year, 100%. They're doing very well without their key piece, Christian McCaffrey, Matt Rule's first year, Teddy Bridgewater's first year. He's making these wide receivers look A1 tier wide receivers, folks. DJ Moore and Curtis Samuel and Robbie Anderson. These are looking like some good receivers here that, historically, when they were on their other teams, weren't that great. Decent, I guess. But the play that Teddy Bridgewater is elevating these wide receivers. Matt Rule is getting everybody ready to play. He's not kind of putting Teddy Bridgewater kind of on a pedestal. He treats them just like one of the guys. If you were watching the game yesterday, Teddy Bridgewater tried to kind of in the first half. I can pull it up right here. A nice drive here by Carolina. Teddy Bridgewater tries to rush it on first and goal, goes over the top, extends the ball, and it gets fumbled, and Green Bay recovers, and this was kind of a big turning point in the game because the Panthers could have made it, 10-14? Very close to making it 14-10, very close game. Instead, they fumble, Green Bay goes up, now it's 21-3, and that's what the score is at halftime, but this game could have been 14-10 very quickly. So, love this Panthers team. As I was saying, Matt Rule doesn't kind of put Teddy Bridgewater on a pedestal. Teddy Bridgewater fumbles, and then if you were watching the game, there was kind of a sideline report coming out of halftime, and the sideline reporter was like, Matt Rule told Teddy Bridgewater, hey, what the hell were you doing? We don't do that, kind of getting on Teddy Bridgewater. So he doesn't, have any favoritism on the team. That's kind of good for kind of team camaraderie and team chemistry. So I love what this Panthers team is doing, folks. I truly do. And can we talk about how good Mike Davis is kind of stepping up and kind of being a decent replacement for Christian McCaffrey? Not so much in the passing game, but pretty much in the running game. This guy's doing very good as kind of, next man up mentality. Mike Davis, 14 carries for 59 yards. That's pretty good. He doesn't catch the ball as good in the backfield that, Christian McCaffrey does, but nobody does. Alvin Kamara, maybe? That's his only kind of comparable comparison. So, folks, I could talk about the Panthers all day, but let's try to hurry this up a little bit. Teddy Bridgewater played good, 21 of 35 for 258 yards. We can get behind that. The Packers, let's talk about them now because Aaron Rodgers struggled a little bit in the second half. They put up 3 points in the second half? 3 points, and look at these drives in the second half, and folks, I'm telling y'all, when they struggle, I know it sounds, like the easiest thing, most kind of common knowledge thing to say, but when this Green Bay Packers team kind of doesn't pick up the first downs, they struggle more than any other team I see, folks. And we're talking weapons. We're talking Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Jones and Devontae Adams. This team should have no problem picking up third downs, but they do, folks. Look at this. In the second half, look at their drives. 3 and out. 3 and out, 4 and out. They got an extra play there. 10 plays, that's resulted in the field goal. That's why they score, because they picked up the first downs. And then their last kind of drives here, their last drive is a 3 and out. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drives, 3 of them are 3 and out. One was 4 and out, and one was a 10 play for a field goal. So this team struggles sometimes, folks. I don't know what it is about this offense, whether they get kind of too cocky or bored. It's the boredom, folks. They were up 21-3 at halftime. You don't think Aaron Rodgers was just sitting back thinking we had this game 100% in the bag? Come on, folks. We all know Aaron Rodgers. You don't think he would be thinking that? So I think it's some boredom. I think it's, just kind of... Aaron Rodgers thinking to himself, man, I just played a fantastic half of football. I'm not going to go do it again. I'm just going to kind of rely on our defense because I did what I needed to do in the first half. Y'all take care of it in the second half. So I'm a little still iffy on this Green Bay Packers team. When they're on, they're on. Just kind of like the Chiefs. When they're on, they're on. And when the Chiefs aren't on, they kind of struggle to score. And when the Packers aren't on, they go 3 and out, folks. So... And, when you go 3 and out, you allow the other team to make the game close. Hence this game, 16-24, one possession game. So we still have to keep an eye on this Green Bay Packers team. I buy them a little bit. I buy them when they're 100%, but then we get some of these games where they stall and they have a good first half and not a good second half, or they have a good first quarter, like that game against the Bucs. And the second quarter, he throws a pick six and then another interception, and then the game's over and they can't even come back. So that's kind of the knock on the Green Bay Packers, folks. Alrighty, we are now 40 minutes away from kickoff, so let's start talking about some of today's matchups. Let's tell y'all how to win some money, right? Money holidays coming up, Christmas, Hanukkah's I think has already started, whatever y'all celebrate out there. I mean, money helps, right? I think money goes with every holiday. Money goes with every holiday, yeah. So let's remind you what our official picks are for this week. Here we go. Our 3 locks are Eagles +6, Bucks -6, and Browns -6.5. And then our 99% guarantees are Dolphins -1, Cowboys +3, and Colts -7. So we're feeling very good about all of our picks this week. I don't think there's any really information that has come out since Friday till today that kind of make us kind of weary of some of our picks. We still love them. We still love Cowboys +3 even without Ezekiel Elliott, folks. That's not the reason why we had the Cowboys +3 in the first place. Literally, the only reason I had the Cowboys +3 is because they're at home and their defense is good and they're going against the 49ers. I don't care what the Cowboys do offensively. I don't think it's really going to come into too much of play. So yeah, that's what we got this week. Bet the locks, they'll hit. Don't worry about it. Bet the 99% guarantees, pretty good, but maybe a little hesitation because there is kind of, 99. There's a 1% chance that they don't hit. Alrighty, so let's see if any lines have changed. We'll talk through these matchups, talk the lines, give you kind of, our best bets here in these last kind of 40 minutes until kickoff. So here we go. Lions, Titans in the spread. Wow, the spread's come down a little bit. Wasn't it Titans minus like 11.5 on Thursday? Spread's coming down a lot because Matt Stafford's playing. He's banged up a little bit. I think I like the Titans -9 here. Now, it is a lot to kind of swallow, and this Lions team usually keeps the game into one-possession games. But Matt Stafford can get knocked out of this game kind of early, folks. This Tennessee Titans defense is good. This Tennessee Titans offense is very good when Derrick Henry gets going. So I think I do like the Titans -9 here. Let's see what the lines are for the points by a team in the first half. My favorite prop bets to do. I think they're one of the most easiest ones to hit, and if you can get some good value, we'll take them all day. So we got Lions over 10.5. Don't love it. The one good thing about this Lions team, they usually score on their first or second possessions, usually with the touchdown. So you can kind of guarantee 7 for the Lions kind of in the first half. Now it's up to you. Do you think the Lions are going to score another touchdown? They may get another field goal. I don't like that 10.5, and this Titans is over 16.5 points. We never take anything over 13.5, folks, because now you have to guarantee 2 touchdowns, and that gets a little crazy. So we don't like any of these. Don't think you're getting any great value here. Don't even really think you're getting great value with the Titans -9. But I think this this Lions team, they're still without Kenny Galladay. This Titans team is still kind of vying for kind of playoff positioning. So I think we like the Titans -9 here, folks. I think we will endorse that. All right, let's keep moving on here. Seattle and Washington, and man, I love the Washington +6, folks. Dwayne Haskins, him playing is actually better, I think, for Washington. I think Alex Smith is super limited in what he can do. Now, I'm not saying that Dwayne Haskins isn't limited in what he can do. We know he's a little limited, but I think Dwayne Haskins knows the offense a little bit more. He's a little bit more mobile than Alex Smith is, and every time we watch Alex Smith play, it's all dink and dunk, folks. I know that Washington doesn't have the good receivers to go down the field. They got Terry McLaurin, who runs the slants as good as anybody and is a good rookie. But I think Dwayne Haskins, he airs it out a little bit more. I think he gives this kind of Washington team a little bit more life offensively. It's just so much dink and dunk with Alex Smith, and that lag. That's in the back of his mind. Oh my goodness, I don't really want to take a sack. So if he feels really any pressure, he's letting it loose like quickly. So I like Dwayne Haskins starting. I love this Washington defense. I love their coach, and I think I love the +6 here. It's very close. Now, if they weren't facing Seattle, I would say I absolutely love Washington +6, but Seattle hasn't really been turning the ball over too much lately. They're still kind of vying for that NFC, what are they in the West, NFC West against the Rams, because right now the Rams are that top seed. So Seahawks are going to be definitely competitive. Washington's going to be competitive because they're still trying to win the NFC East. And I think, if they really win this week, it's going to be a wrap because I think the Giants are going to lose this week, truly. So This game's going to be close. I think I like Washington +6 here. Folks, their defense is one of the best, folks. What have they been doing? They stopped the Steelers. They stopped the 49ers, which isn't, too impressive. But, they pick sixes and fumble sixes against teams, even against worse teams, even against, bad teams. Those are still really good stats. So, Chase Young, he's not going to let Russell Wilson kind of run all over him. I think I really, really love this Washington +6. And they're home. Give me the points at the home teams, folks. I love this bet. This wasn't one of our picks, was it? No, I think this is kind of our seventh best bet of the week, folks. I truly love this. And we're getting, yes. Washington over 9.5. Absolutely love it, folks. This team can score a touchdown and field goal in the first half. Absolutely. I think their offense is better with Dwayne Haskins. I like Dwayne Haskins better than Alex Smith. Sue me. What has Alex Smith done? I know Dwayne Haskins hasn't done anything, but he's been here a little bit longer than Alex Smith has, and I think he has a little bit more upside. This is Dwayne Haskins, what? Third year in the league? Second? I think third. Possibly third, maybe second. Alex Smith, I think he's hit his ceiling. He's hit his ceiling already. We know what his ceiling is. Not that great. It's a decent ceiling. It's a probably 8-8 as a starter, pretty much, a solid backup, but kind of 8-8 as a starter. That's not impressive. 8-8? I can go 8-8, folks. Come on. So Washington over 9.5. I love that for the first half, folks. Now, Seattle over 12.5, I kind of like that as well. It's just kind of depending on how well Washington's defense is going to play. I really love it, but it's Seattle, and Russell Wilson, he can make things happen. Now, Russell Wilson on the road, a little bit of a different story. A lot of turnovers. Even at home, he was having some major turnovers. So, really, this game's going to come down to Russell Wilson turning over the ball. If he has one, they'll probably lose. If he has two, they'll 100% lose. If he has none, they could win. So, we like Washington +6.5. We like Washington over 9.5 for the first half, folks. I think this is great value here. Over 9.5. What they do last week? I don't think they did it last week, but that was with Alex Smith as quarterback. Can we get this game up real quick? Here we go. What did they put in the first half? 13. They put up 13 in the first half, all in the second quarter. So absolutely, yes. 2 field goals and a touchdown. Is that what they got? Fumble 6? Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Washington can score defensively, folks. We saw it last week. We kind of been seeing it a lot. So, love it. Ooh, I love it. Washington over 9.5, folks. That's the play. All right. Damn, we got some good value already. Let's get some more good value here. Let's keep moving on. Here we go. Texans and Colts. And, folks, I love the Colts -7 here. We'll swallow the 7. Now, the only way that the Texans +7 hits this week is if Deshaun Watson has a fantastic game, kind of an angry revenge game for 2 weeks ago when he was at home facing the Colts and he fumbles on the 1-yard line and they lose by 6. I mean, folks, so Houston lost the game against the Colts the last meeting because Deshaun Watson fumbled on the 1-yard line. Now, the Texans receivers, it seems like every single week they diminish by 1. I mean, it's kind of crazy, kind of the turnaround that this Texans offense has really taken. Not that they're that good when they're 100% healthy or all on the team, but the only way the Texans +7 hits is if Deshaun Watson has a great game, goes beast mode, gets angry, kind of makes up for, the first meeting. Now, I love the Colts here at home. Phillip Rivers is playing good in this Colts running attack. Ooh, boy. I think besides the Ravens, who is kind of 100% kind of a rushing team, I think this Colts rushing attack by committee, Jonathan Taylor, Nyheim Hines, folks, Phillip Rivers loves throwing to Nyheim Hines wide open, kind of, in the backfield or over the middle, kind of in a slant route. And Jonathan Taylor can just take it to the house whenever. So love this Colts offense besides Phillip Rivers, but he's still kind of being very good this season, so we give him a pass. This Colts defense is pretty decent, and this Texans offense is kind of sorry. Their defense is sorry too. I mean, they've got J.J. Watt. That's all they really have. They give up a lot of points. They don't really score. What, they put up 7 last week? That was kind of very embarrassing. So not buying into this Texans offense these last couple weeks. I think they're done. Colts are kind of trying to finalize their playoff positioning here these last 3 weeks. I love the Colts here. We'll swallow the 7. I think Deshaun Watson on the road has a horrible game. He's kind of done anyway. He's kind of over the season anyway. He's the only good piece on this team, folks. J.J. Watt's not even that good of a piece anymore. It's unfortunate. He's not even the best Watt brother. I'll take T.J. Watt. I may take Derek Watt over JJ, but that's just me. So Colts -7, absolutely love it. Kind of over the Texans here for the last 3 weeks. Interim head coach, losing the locker room. I mean, they have no chance at making the playoffs, so Deshaun Watson's the only good piece. You can't run the ball. I mean, folks, this team is not running the ball. Why are they not? They've got David Johnson. How are they not running the ball? I don't get it. All right, let's go to their points by team in the first half. Houston over 10.5. Don't like that. I don't like this Texans offense anymore. Colts over 14.5. We never take anything over 13.5. Not making the exception here for the Colts, I'll tell you that. All right, so we just like Colts -7. Texans, man, their offense, not good. Not good. All right, let's keep moving on here. Jags and Ravens, and now Ravens are -12.5, and I say we take Ravens -10.5 or 12.5. This Jaguars defense is not stopping the Ravens. No defense really stops the Ravens offense. They just have to try and score more points than they can. I mean, the Steelers defense forced 4 turnovers on the Ravens, and they still only won by, 4 points, 6 points? 1 possession, nonetheless. So Jaguars, they've got nothing special. Gardner Minshew may be able to kind of keep up in the first half. I can kind of see this game going like an explosive first half. Gardner Minshew kind of keeping pace with the Ravens scoring offensively, but in the second half it's just going to get too much. The Ravens defense will shut it down if anything really kind of starts to emerge offensively for the Jags. This Ravens defense is pretty good. So like the Ravens here, -12.5. I kind of stay away from it because it's too much points for me. I really don't like to swallow anything more than 1 possession, honestly. And 12.5 here is going to stay away from it a little bit. So do like the Ravens -12.5. I do think it will hit. I'm just not going to risk my own money on that. Let's see what we get. First halves here. Ooh, Jags over 8.5. Now that's very low. Usually the lowest you'll see is probably 6.5. Don't see that too much, honestly, and really don't even see like 8.5. Usually it's kind of 9.5, 10. But here, Jags over 8.5. Maybe. I kind of like it. Ravens over 15.5. Folks, it's over 13.5. How many times do we have to say it? Don't like that. So Gardner Minshew, I think he scores a touchdown in the first half. Now, can he get a second score? I don't know. So I think they're guaranteed 7. I think Gardner Minshew will put up 7, and it's going to be up to you if you think they can get another field goal, because I definitely think they can put up a touchdown in the first half. Gardner Minshew, he slings the ball around, folks, and that's all you need. One sling, and that's a 70-yard touchdown. It happens all the time. So Gardner Minshew, he slings the ball. He's the best quarterback that the Jags have. It's just the Jags defense isn't going to be able to keep up with the Ravens offense. Alrighty. Here we go. Let's keep moving on. We got more games to talk about. Here we go. One of our locks here. Bucks -6, and it's still Bucks -6, so perfect. Bucks over the Falcons here. Julio Jones is not playing for the Falcons. Kind of better offensively for the Falcons. I think Julio Jones, if something happens, their offense isn't that good with him. Calvin Ridley's fantastic. He can be a number 1, no problem. We're not worried about that. What we are worried about is Matt Ryan. This man is not playing good, folks. He cannot work in the red zone. He cannot work in, opponent's territory. He throws interceptions. I mean, 2 in the fourth quarter against the Chargers. You lose against the Chargers? Come on. Y'all both blow leads, and, we kind of crowned Atlanta the king of blowing the leads because they blew the lead against the Chargers. So, not going to trust Matt Ryan with 6 points here. I think this Bucks defense, they're not great at pass defense, but Matt Ryan's not a great passer. So, the defense is pretty much going to pick him off at least once. This run defense that the Bucks has, the Falcons don't have an explosive running game. Todd Gurley's a good runner. He's kind of a little bit of, maybe I'll put him a bit above average, little bit above average running back there. But this Bucks defense is going to shut it down. I really don't think Atlanta's going to do anything here offensively. And Tom Brady and the Bucks, you know my saying, If Bill Belichick is playing when Tom Brady's playing, he's going to play fantastic. When Bill Belichick doesn't have a game while Tom Brady has a game, Tom Brady knows that Bill Belichick is watching him. He's watching him, folks. I can guarantee it. Bill Belichick is keeping tabs on Tom Brady. I can guarantee you. So, Tom Brady can play free, can play loose, because Bill Belichick's coaching a game of his own. Can't keep tabs on Tom Brady when I got other things going on. So Tom Brady, he's going to play flawless. They've got all the talent. We don't need to keep talking about this every week. It's just kind of how well is Tom Brady going to play. If he can be kind of a game manager, not turn the ball over, they'll hit the -6 because this Atlanta offense is not that good, folks. Matt Ryan's not good. He's a turnover machine. He can't get it done in the red zone. He can't get it done from the 30-yard line inwards. He can't get it done from the 40-yard line inwards. That's why Hung-Wei Koo has 50-yard field goals on deck. I think he's got like 6 this season, folks, because they can't get close, longer field goals because Matt Ryan can't drive the ball. So what it is, at home, on the road, it doesn't matter. Julio Jones in, Julio Jones out, it doesn't matter. Matt Ryan I think the Falcons are kind of like the Eagles here. Just move off your quarterbacks. It's unfortunate. They can still play. Matt Ryan, I think, can still have success on another team. It's just not going to be with Atlanta anymore. Same thing with Carson Wentz. He can still have success on another team. Just got to kind of squash your funk. Little bit of ruined quarterbacks. Matt Ryan blown Super Bowl lead. Carson Wentz keeps getting injured in the playoffs, and their backups keep outperforming him. So you just got to move on. Atlanta has to move on. They've got the players. They just have to find the coach and the quarterback, and I think they'll be good, which is, easier said than done. But we like the Bucs -6 here. Let's go to our prop bet, points by team in the first half. Falcons over 10.5 and Bucs over 13.5. So, okay. Falcons over 10.5. When are the Falcons good? When do they score points? Can't really lock it down. They kind of score sporadically, not kind of always good in the first quarter like the Lions are, not always good in the first half, not always good in the second half, like that. So, gonna stay away from Falcons over 10.5. They probably put up 10 instead of 11, that half-point hook, folks. It gets you every time. So, we'll stay away from the Falcons over 10.5. Bucs over 13.5. A little bit more likely. I think I like that one over Atlanta over 10.5. I think the Bucs are going to have a lot of possessions here. I think Matt Ryan turns the ball over. That's probably at least 3 or 7 points, however you want to count it. The Bucs, they can score, folks. They've got the pieces to score. That's not the problem. So, Bucs over 13.5. Man, it's close. I think I like it, though. We'll take Bucs -6 and Bucs over 13.5 in the first half. That's decent. That's decent. Alrighty. Let's keep it going here. What else do we got? Patriots, Dolphins, and wow, this has swung all the way to Dolphins +1 now with all their injuries that we mentioned at the top of the show. Devontae Parker, Mike Gesicki, and who else was it? Jakeem Grant. So obviously 100% not very good offensively, but that's not why we like the Dolphins here, folks. We like the Dolphins because of their defense. Now, I understand you're going to come at me with, but what about the rookie quarterback argument that Bill Belichick shuts down rookie quarterbacks? He just did it against Justin Herbert, 45-0. I understand that, folks. I get it. But can we talk about the stats in that game? Cam Newton, 66 yards passing. He may have had like another 60 yards rushing. I think their running back maybe had 60 yards. So are we supposed to be afraid of that? Their defense shut down Justin Herbert. Now, I think the Patriots defense is good. Don't get me wrong. It's Bill Belichick. Can't overlook him. This Dolphins defense, you can make the argument of best defense in the league, folks. And with Cam Newton's offense, Cam Newton turns the ball over all the time. Crunch time, not crunch time. He turns it over. Remember that game-winning drive that he was trying to do against the Buffalo Bills? Fumbles in the red zone as he was trying to run the ball for a first down. He's not clutch, folks, and he's got like 4 passing touchdowns this season. He's got a lot of rushing touchdowns, but the Dolphins can shut that down. They didn't let Patrick Mahomes run wild over him. Do you think they're going to let Cam Newton? And if Cam Newton does run wild, they're going to punch that ball out, folks. So Dolphins, they're going to run the ball a lot more. We got our kind of running backs back a little bit. So we got 2. We got Matt Breida and Shamid. So that can work. Tua, we might be running a lot of read option here this week, folks. Chan Gailey kind of incorporated that into their game plan last week a little bit. We saw, glimpses of it during the game. But I think they go heavy repass option because Chan Gailey knew that this was a possibility that kind of all their key receivers were going to be out this week. So I think the Dolphins offense can get it done. I think Tua's got a lot of short fields to work with because the defense either forcing short fields or, a lot of turnovers forcing short fields. So this Patriots offense is not good. If the offense was decent, I would say yes, I'd take the Patriots -1 because of all the injuries to the Dolphins offense. But this Patriots offense is not good. This game is kind of going like what I think this Eagles-Cardinals game is going to be. We like the Eagles defense. We like the Dolphins defense. They'll keep the game close and, in the fourth quarter, go and win it. But We like the Dolphins here +1. We locked it in at -1, so I'll take them plus a point. I'll get the point. Give me the point. I'll take the point. So yeah, Dolphins here. This Patriots, they'll probably put up 10 points. Can the Dolphins put up 11? I think they can. It's Tua. He is a great game manager. He doesn't turn the ball over. Fantastic. We'll take it. We'll take the Dolphins +1 here. See if we get any good value here by their points in the first half. Patriots over. Oh, they both over 9. Take the Dolphins over 9.5. Easy, easy, easy. Come on, touchdown field goal. Are you kidding me? Dolphins over 9.5. They get at least 1 turnover in the first half, folks. That's 7 points right there. They'll cash in. They'll probably pick off Cam Newton on the 30-yard line, and Tua's only got to go 30 yards. That's easy. He's done that plenty of times this season. That's kind of all he does. That's kind of all he does this season. So yes, Dolphins +1. Give me the point. Give me the over 9.5. And we're making some nice money here in the Dolphins game. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it, folks. All right. Damn, we got some 2 good ones here. Dolphins over 9.5. And what was it? Washington over 9.5 too? That was our second one, I think. So, or our first one. So, some great ones here. Let's keep moving on. We are 20 minutes away from kickoff. Got to speed it up a little bit. So here we go. Bears, Vikings. Ooh, close. Mitch Trubisky had a great game last week. Didn't turn the ball over. Fantastic. Got the win. Keeping his spot alive for a playoff spot against the Vikings. The Vikings and Bears are still kind of vying for that number 7 seed, folks. The Bears can claim it this week. The Vikings can claim it this week. Hey, the Bears +2.5. I think this one's coming down a little bit. I think it started at Bears +3. Now it's Bears +2.5. So coming down a little bit. That means people are taking the points there. Vikings, their offense is good. They put up the stats. They don't always put up the points, as we saw 14 points last week. This team crumbles in the second half. They really they sucked in the first half of the season. Then the bye came. Then they got really good because they started running the ball. But then they started to turn over the ball in the second quarter or in the second half these last 3-4 weeks. And it's not looking good here, folks. I mean, the Vikings, they can't do anything. They'll fumble on the 1-yard line. They'll fumble 6. Kirk Cousins fumbles 6s. Delvin Cook fumbles 6s. Delvin Cook fumbles on the 1-yard line. So you can't trust this Vikings offense. Can we trust this Bears offense with Mitch Trubisky on the road? Ooh. Now, what does Mitch Trubisky do better than Nick Foles? He puts up more points, folks. That's just easy to see. Every time that Mitch Trubisky's playing, they got like 25 to 30 points easily. Every time Nick Foles plays, this man's got like 10 to 15 points. It's real. It's not even close. Nick Foles cannot put up points at all. Mitch Trubisky can. That's why I don't think Mitch Trubisky should have been benched week 3. So I stay away from this game. 2 bad offenses that we can't trust. With the 2.5 for the Bears, if you take the +2.5, games are usually 3 or more, 3 to 7. That's why, because that's how you score. You know what I mean? So don't think you're getting any great value with the 2.5. If you buy it up to 3, I think you get good value there with the Bears. Just can't trust this Vikings offense. They're good in the first half. They put up the stats. I mean, yeah, you can look. Delvin Cook has like 100-yard rushings in every single game. Kirk Cousins has like 200 yards passing every single game. But they have turnovers, and they do it in the second half when you can't kind of overcome it. You turn the ball over on your first and second drive. You still got basically the entire game to kind of make up for that. Now you're turning it over in the third quarter, in the fourth quarter. Your time's running out. So, gonna stay away from this one. 2 bad teams. You don't know what you're gonna get. So, stay away from it. Points by team in the first half, we got Bears at 10 and Vikings over 12.5. So don't like any of those. Got to see Mitch Trubisky play good again. If he can play good again this game, maybe we buy him next week. But from what we've seen, I completely stay away from this game, folks. Alrighty, let's try to find a game that we're not completely staying away from. We got 49ers and Cowboys. Oh, Folks, are you kidding me? Is Vegas serious with this? Because Ezekiel Elliott's out, the spread goes from Cowboys +3 to Cowboys +4. Are they crazy? The man doesn't do anything, folks. This man has 0 impact in whether they win the game, and then he kind of has a big impact when they lose the game because he usually turns the ball over when they lose the game. So, yes, give me Pollard. He's the better running back. Damn, make money. Cowboys +4. Just take it straight up. Just one team bet whatever you want. 500, 1,000, 500,000. If you got 500,000, I bet 500,000 on this game. $500 pays $9.45. You profit $445. That's a pretty good gift. That's a pretty good gift. $455. Yeah. Take that profit. Make a nice gift. Your mother, your brother, your significant other, your children. Get them a gift worth $444 or $445. And, take that $500 and do whatever you want with it. Do what you were planning to do with that $500 before you decided to bet it. Oh, folks, I love it. This 49ers team, their defense is garbage. Their defense is really not good. Did you see what Josh Allen did against that defense? It picked them apart. And this offense is trash. Nick Mullins is turning the ball over. We just saw what Washington's defense did last week. Now, that's a good defense. I'm prefacing by that Washington defense is a good defense, but still fumble 6 and pick 6 and another fumble that they didn't score on. So this Cowboys defense, this is why we like the Cowboys, because their defense is really starting to kind of get it together. Yes, in the first 7-8 weeks, yes, they were atrocious. I get it. But teams change, they evolve, they get better as the season progresses. This Cowboys offense on paper, even without Ezekiel Elliott, is better than the 49ers offense. The 49ers are without Deebo Samuel. Who is Nick Mullins going to pass to? Nobody. And if he is, it's going to be the Cowboys defense that he's passing to. So, oh my goodness, I got it locked in at Cowboys +3. I'm kind of upset at myself. This is kind of why you you play the game. You wait till Sunday, 12 o'clock. We see these odds are changing as we're talking. People are taking our advice right up to the minute, folks. These lines just changed. Now you're not making $445. You're making $430. You just lost $15. Bet it now. Bet it now. Oh, my goodness. I can't believe it, folks. I really cannot believe Vegas is kind of valuing Ezekiel Elliott at 1 point. Maybe last season, okay, but this is this season. He's garbage. How do you not step up when you're the main man? I don't get it. Ever since Dak went down, this man has not stepped up, and I kind of lost a lot of kind of my trust and faith and respect that I kind of put into Zeke. I think I had Zeke as the top 3 running back going into the season. I think I had Derrick Henry, Ezekiel Elliott. I don't even know who I had as, number 2 or 3. I can't even remember, but I know I had Zeke in the top 3, and now he's not even in the top 10, folks. This man is not good. We could get some good value here. Oh boy, if it's Cowboys under 10.5 points in the first half, we'll take it and we'll love it. Let's see what we get. Cowboys, there it is. Folks, make money this week. Can you parlay these together? You cannot, unfortunately. So you would have to do 2 single bets. I still love both of these. Cowboys over 9.5 points in the first half. Are you kidding me, folks? I love it. I would bet my entire life savings on Cowboys +4 and Cowboys over 9.5 points in the first half. I cannot believe this, folks. We just beat Vegas. This is it. Pull the heist. You got 13 minutes, folks. Go make some money. Gosh darn. Woof. I think that's probably the best bet I think I've seen all year, honestly. Damn. They're at home in case you needed another reason why you wanted the Cowboys here. They're at home. Damn. Either this is the best bet I've ever seen or I'm the biggest sucker for a sucker bet, but I'll take it. If that's the bait, I'm taking the bait. I don't care. No worries here. I will take the bait, Vegas. All right, let's move on. Got a couple more games. Gosh darn. Woof. Now it's went down. See? Cowboys +3.5. We saw for I gave y'all a chance. It was a solid, minute 30, but I still gave y'all a chance. Cowboys +4 instantly gets taken down because what do we got? Like 1,000 people watching probably right now? Probably right now, all betting and hammering Cowboys +4. All right, let's move on. Here we go. Jets, Rams. We don't need it. I'm not talking the Jets no more, folks. I'm done. Rams -17. You know what I say. Rams score 24 points every game. That's what you just. They score 24 points. That's it. Even against good teams, they score 24. Against bad teams, they score 24. It doesn't change. That's what the offense does. 24 points. Now, what does the Jets do? I told y'all. They score on their first possession, usually. Now, is it a touchdown or field goal? They kind of interchange, so it's up to y'all. But Vegas, this is where we were vindicated, and we said it on Thursday's show. Rams put up 24. Jets can put up 7 because they usually do score in their first drive. They are pretty good on their scripted plays. So you get 24-7, 17. It's a push. I know what I'm talking about, folks. This is why I got the show, because I'm telling y'all, I know what I'm talking about sometimes. So Rams here, you're getting no good value, swallowing the points because they put up 7. Now, the only way you hit this bet if the Jets score 3 points on their first possession and not 7. Then you go 24-3. Then you get 24-20 on the plus 17 with the Jets. So stay away from this. Not going to get any good value here. I mean, this Rams team won't put up like 35 points. Don't think that. They won't put up a lot of points on this Jets defense because that's not what the offense does. That's not what they do, folks. They don't put up a lot of points. They put up points, and then the defense holds you under those 24 points and wins the game. All right. Points by team in the first half. Jets over 6.5. That's what I'm telling y'all, because they know, Vegas knows that usually they kind of score in the first drive. Now, they don't even know. Sometimes they do score touchdowns. Sometimes they score field goals. We don't know. It's kind of a 50-50. Total points by the Jets is over 13.5. I take that under all day. They're not getting close to 13, folks. They score once. They've done it. That's what they do. They score once. First drive. That's it. So take that. I do like this. I'll tell y'all right now, we don't usually take these types of bets, but I'll endorse this one. Jets under 13.5 points for the entire game. I love it. Yes. They don't put up more than 10. If they get 10. If. This Rams defense is top 5, folks. Top 5 defenses in the league right now. Dolphins, Steelers, Rams, Washington, Eagles. That's the top 5. And Rams are one of the top 5. Points by the Rams in the first half over 16.5. Get that out of here. They scored 24. You think I'm going to give you 16 in the first half? Get out of here. Don't like that. Alrighty, a couple more games to go to. Got to go through these quickly because I do want to talk Eagles, Arizona, because I think this is maybe second best bet of the week besides Cowboys plus 4. Could you believe it? I still can't even get over it. So, love the Eagles plus 6 here. Folks, this Cardinals team is not the Cardinals team that was from week 1 to week like 7 or 8. This is why they're 7-6, folks, because the Cardinals can only score when they go to DeAndre Hopkins. That's it. They can't find other ways to score. Now, they have other ways to score. They got Kenyon Drake, and I'm trying to think of that other receiver's name, and he's real good for the Cardinals. Not Larry Fitzgerald, the other one, but they don't go to him really often. So they really only score by going to DeAndre Hopkins. Look at the stats, folks. He's got like 15 to 13 targets every single game. That's a lot. So they go to DeAndre Hopkins heavy in the first half of the season. Teams start to figure it out. They start to lose more games. That's why they're 7-6. They're a 500 team. This is a 500 or Cardinals team. Now I know what you're saying. Yes, the Eagles are, they've got 4 wins. Yes, I get it. But this Eagles defense is sneaky. This Eagles defense is like sneaky good. They're good. They're top 5, and y'all probably didn't even think that. So Eagles are top 5 defense. They are good. Their running attack is good. Miles Sanders, folks, oh my goodness, he is he's every quarterback's dream. He's kind of playing like Aaron Jones. He has these big spurts. He has these 70-yard touchdowns, 75-yard touchdowns, 80-yard touchdown runs on one play to really jumpstart an offense. So you can never count out this Eagles offense because Miles Sanders can hit the house whenever he wants. Jalen Hurts, he played great last week. Game manager, didn't turn the ball over. Fantastic. This Eagles defense in the run game, they stopped the Cardinals. The Jalen Hurts makes the game close. I love the 6 here. Give me the 6. They may not win, but I'm getting 6 big points here. Eagles still kind of fighting for that NFC East. I get that the Cardinals are still fighting for their division as well. I get it. They're trying to, just secure a wild card spot. But, this Cardinals team, folks, they've kind of got figured out these last, couple weeks as the Eagles are rising. I think the Cardinals are falling, so I'll take the 6. Points by team in the first half. What do we got? Anything good? Eagles over 10.5. Cardinals over 13.5. Don't really love any of those. If I had to pick one, it'd be Eagles over 10.5. I wouldn't trust Cardinals over 13.5 because I think this Cardinals offense, yes, Kyler Murray runs all over the place, but the Eagles didn't let Taysom Hill run all over the place, and that's kind of his game. He's a dual threat, folks. I'm telling y'all, Taysom Hill is in the same conversation as Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray, Deshaun Watson. I'm telling y'all. Alrighty, last 2 games. We're not going to talk about Monday's game because we'll talk about that Monday. Chiefs, Saints. I do not like the Saints here, folks, at all. I think bringing Drew Brees back this early is a big X. I would have still stuck with Taysom Hill. This man is good. Yes, he lost. Okay, people lose. Teams lose. Chiefs have a loss. Give Taysom Hill one. No, Michael Thomas for the Saints. Huge for that. This Chiefs offense is going to destroy the Saints defense. Not just, in plays, but like in the penalties. I guarantee this Saints team has 100 yards in penalties. I can guarantee it. They have two 45-yard like pass interference calls. I can guarantee it. Tyreek Hill, this Saints team holds defensively and gets pass interference calls. That's kind of why they're not good. They have the names, but they usually, get penalized a lot defensively. Even at home, they get penalized defensively. So not good. Chiefs are going to run all over them, folks. I don't like the Chiefs. I don't like the Saints here. I don't like them plus 2.5. I wouldn't even like them plus 7. I don't like the Saints here at all. I think this is a big win for the Chiefs. I think it's a mistake putting Drew Brees out there. And love the Saints, or love the Chiefs. Love the Chiefs. Let's see what we get here. Points by team in the first half. Chiefs over 13.5, Saints over 13.5. Once again, very, very they're at the edge of what we take. Never anything over 13.5. And I think we take Chiefs over I'm telling y'all, folks, I don't think this is close. I don't think this is a close game. And I don't think the Saints are competitive. Drew Brees, he's 4 games out with ribs and lung. Come on. And he's good to go this week? He's good to go this week because Taysom Hill lost last week. And they have to start competing for that number 1 seed. So Chiefs, I love the Chiefs here. I'll take Chiefs straight up. Minus 2.5. I'm not even going to play around with that. I just love the Chiefs straight up in this game. Don't think the Saints are competitive. All right, in the last game, stay away. I don't know if I endorse Browns minus 6, but I highly don't trust the Giants plus 6.5. No Daniel Jones. And Daniel Jones wasn't even looking good last week because he wasn't fully healthy. So Colt McCoy starts. He can't move the ball. I think Colt McCoy, the most he's put up in a game for the Giants this season is 10 or 17. Not great. Not going to get it done against this Browns team that can get it done offensively. The play calling is Freddie Kitchens now. Are you kidding me? This man's garbage, folks. Remember all the talent he had last year for the Browns? And he won 6 games? Okay, Kevin Stefanski 1 year, 9 games. And we still got 3 left to play. Come on. Yeah, Colt McCoy and Freddie Kitchens, that's a disaster, folks. That's no more than 10 points. I can guarantee you the Giants will not put up more than 10 points unless, I got to put this disclaimer up here, they pick off Baker Mayfield for like a pick 6. So Giants don't put up more than 10 points if there's no defensive turnovers. And, Jason Garrett, he's the only reason why this kind of Giants offense works without Saquon Barkley, because this man can scheme his way to good quarterback play. We saw it in Dallas, 8-8, kind of 9-7, maybe 10-6. Never, what Mike McCarthy's got this team at. So stay away from Giants plus 6.5. That's kind of my one stay away of today. Alrighty, we're 4 minutes away from kickoff. We've got to get out of here. I got to get set up myself. Y'all got to go set up. I got to get set up. I got to post this stuff out here. So we are going to stay, I don't know what I was going with there, but we're going to go. We'll be back tomorrow live, noon Eastern, breaking down of what we all just said was going to predict right. Correct. We'll be back tomorrow, folks. Noon Eastern, twitch.tv/TakeByFans. Enjoy a great day of full football. Oh my goodness, I can't wait. All right.